Hello, friends and enemies. It's me, V. Well, we need to talk, and I have a post-it. If you don't know me, I'm V. I have PCOS, that's why I have a beard. I've been saying it a lot on TikTok because people, for whatever reason, seem to think, oh my gosh, you have a beard. Which is the whole reason of why I made this video. Somebody said, what things, they talked about social media. And essentially, the whole entirety of social media and what social media has taught them. But I argued, or rather I wanted to argue, but I couldn't do it in 3 minutes, why that's fucked up. Because saying social media, there's only good things, doesn't show the bad things. So I said, let me make a list of the things that social media has taught people is fine to do, when in actuality, it's fucking terrible. Doxing others, being rude and mocking others, diagnosing others, misusing words / culture appropriation, and no research. I'm gonna go through all of them, so let's go. First thing, doxing people. Twitter started it. I want to say Twitter started it, but I don't know why. But I've seen TikTok start to take off, where people will find people who say very racist things, which I'm like, hey, someone's saying racist things and they are in charge of children, meaning they're teachers or they're talking about being a Nazi, fucking report them. If they're talking about being predators of children, fucking report them. Definitely, 100%. Somebody telling you go fuck yourself and you're a fat ass bitch. I don't understand finding their actual house or whatever and then posting it online. There have been a few things where if someone says something that others don't like, they'll say TikTok or Twitter, do your thing. And then everybody goes, let's find this person. And then they find the person's address. And then they post the address and where the person lives. And they harass the job until the person loses their job. Which I'm like, what were you hoping to accomplish by doing that? All you did was make this person angry and pissed off because you've now taken away their livelihood. And the reason they did not agree with you was because of women in video games. Which, yeah, that did happen with Gamergate. Saying that, America is racist. And then the shit that happened with that, where a black woman was being doxxed. Other people were being doxxed. It's weird. And it's weird because in the same breath of them doxing people, I am now seeing others go into my second point. Being rude and mocking others. You know how I mentioned I have a beard? I have to say I have a beard in every fucking video that I post on TikTok, because if I don't, some dumbass is going to be like, you have a beard. Are you 5? Who the fuck says that shit? Who the fuck says it out loud? But here's the catcher. I know a dude, right? And he was like, that guy's got a wonky eye. And I said, why the fuck would you say that out loud? Are you a kid? You don't say that out loud. Just because somebody has a different thing, you just keep it in your brain. You don't need to talk out loud about it. And it's not even that. There have been a couple of videos that I've seen on TikTok. There was a couple that were getting engaged. There were 2 women, and the guy recording them thought it was a guy proposing to his girlfriend. So they're doing it, and they're happy and everything. And the couple, the girlfriend who was doing this, had her friends start dancing, and then she joined in a dance. And the person who was shooting this, the cameraman was like, oh, that's so tacky. Why would you do public proposals? That's so gross, blah, blah, blah. I thought about how I've seen videos where people have mocked millennials, like myself, because we buy money, buy things in toys and everything else. Oh my gosh. I've seen a couple of videos and TikToks where people are And even on Twitter, especially Twitter, fucking hell, where people have their phones out and they are videotaping someone dancing. And then they post it online and say, oh my gosh, look at this person. There was a woman who was, and I'm not going to link any of these videos because I don't want to embarrass the people that these other people made fun of. But there was a woman who was in a bar and she's dancing and she dips it low and like turns around. And there's a camera and the camera starts to zoom in. And as she sees the camera, she dips down and just shows her ass to the camera. I took it as a fuck you. I don't need to see this shit when I'm trying to have fun. Well, somebody decided to make it an Edinburgh thing where they have a mocking voice, they're making fun of her, and all these people are like, hee hee hee, oh my gosh, blah, 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 it's so funny. And I'm like, why are you guys judging somebody who's just having fun? She didn't do anything shitty except, you know, just dance and like turn around because she didn't want to be filmed. Why are you guys being such fucking assholes? Why are you mocking somebody because they're singing? Or they really like this thing, but you don't like it. And then people will take clips of that and they'll say, this is cringe. I had somebody, one of my oldest videos, 2008, and this guy went and said, oh my gosh, this is cancer, to my video. And you know what I did? I went through all of my videos, including the one he did. I blocked him, and then I deleted the video. And I had found out that he had posted that video clip on a message board about cringe. And for him to say it like it was like cancer, I'm like, I've had family members who died from cancer. I got to watch them die from cancer. And to have some jackass on the fucking internet say, that's cancer. Motherfucker, you've never lived and watched somebody you love suffer and die from cancer. Or if you have, you're being really fucking tacky. Number 3, diagnosing others. What do I mean by that? So many people have said, oh my gosh, that person is a narcissist. Your boyfriend is a narcissist based on this one thing that you told him and you were talking to him, you know, weeks ago. This person is this, that, and the other. They love bomb. They're gaslighter. Do you know what the word gaslighter is? This person's trying to gaslight me. No, they lied to you. There's a difference between lying and gaslighting. Gaslighting came into the lexicon because it was based on a movie, which was also a play, in which you had this man. It was by George Cukor. He was the director. George Cukor. K-U-K-O-R. Cukor. I apologize, sir. He had this video. He had the movie. Ingrid Bergman stars as this woman who marries this guy. And her husband is trying to get her committed so he can go in the house and rob it. Because he did some bad shit, killed somebody, and kind of married her as a cover. Only she didn't know. So the fucked up shit he would do is he would move things around. She'd be like, you've moved my stuff. He'd be like, what? I didn't move your stuff. Motherfucker, you moved my stuff. I didn't move your stuff. Babe, what's wrong? He then would mess with the lights. Now, this takes place in the 1900s. So, you mess with the gas lighting. So, what he would do is he would fuck with the lights. And the wife would be like, the lights are dim. And he's like, what? No, they're full. I can fully read here. I'm reading. Are you okay? Something's wrong. And he fucked with her perception of what she knew was what she knew. To a point where she was questioning if what she was saying was actually truthful or not. That was where gaslighting came. Your boyfriend telling you that he went to a club and you later told him, no, you weren't. You were fucking my best friend. And then he's like, yeah, I fucked your best friend. That's not gaslighting. But a lot of people say it's gaslighting. Also, a lot of these motherfuckers aren't psychologists. They did not go to school for degrees, and yet they have the audacity, the belief system in them to say, I know this. This person is a gaslighter and diagnose others. Would you like to be diagnosed by somebody? No, you wouldn't, but you do it to other motherfuckers. Another thing that I loathe about social media is the fact that people will culture appropriate / misuse words. What do I mean? I'm glad you asked. My grandmothers, once upon a time, used to use the word finna. My cousins used fleek. Let's see. I know plenty of men who are gay and black, and they use tea, shade, reading. They've been using it since the 1980s. But then I started to notice that as soon as RuPaul's Drag Race started to enter white cis households all of a sudden, now they're saying cis, S-I-S, cis. They're saying read. Oh, read her. That's shade. It's not shade. And the things that they're talking about, it's not shade. Shade, to do shade, I've never been able to do shade. Shade is insulting someone without really making it known that you're insulting them. It's like a backhanded compliment, but you do it in a really good way. Actually, no. Wait, hold up. No, that's not. Okay, I had to go to Dorian Corey and listen to what she had to say about shade. Shade is saying, I don't have to tell you you're ugly. And the reason I don't have to tell you is because you already know you're ugly. It's like that. It's a backhanded compliment. Like, and reading is, you talk about somebody, you'd be like, ooh, look at you, you're lumpy, you're saggy, that sort of thing. It's reading. If you have never seen Paris is Burning, please watch Paris is Burning. But then again, don't watch Paris is Burning because the director who did it was a white woman, and there were some things that she did to the cast where she was fearful that people would steal from her, didn't give money to the cast members, the ones that are alive, all mention how they did not like it. She made the fact that she made money off of it and treated them kind of like zoo, just like it was in a zoo or whatever. But that's beside the point. The point is, a lot of people were misusing shade and tea, and they're saying, well, I don't like it. Peter Maud, for example, said, I don't like the word finna. Well, we're not, finna. Why is finna? I don't like it. And that's the thing that happens that I notice, is that the word is used incorrectly to the point where society as a whole will say, I don't like that word. That word is overplayed. When that word has been existing for 20, 40 fucking plus years in these spaces. You just used it incorrectly. You used it incorrectly and you didn't fucking research it just like I did. Which brings me to my last one. Not researching and just saying shit off the top of their head. I was guilty of it, and that's why I stopped myself and said, let me pull it up. Now, I'm actually watching Dorian Corey on Throwing Shade because I wanted to make sure that I captured exactly what she said. Everything that she said as example, that is what I fucking use because I want to make sure that I have it from her mouth. But I can't tell you how many motherfuckers there are in the world that'll be like, I don't like this or that because of blah, 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 blah. This, that, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Back it up. What's your research? I don't have research. I just know that chickenpox vaccine is bad and I'm not going to give it to my kids. Based on what? Based on what? What fucking research? Or they take things that someone says on TikTok. There was a woman who said that the Titanic never sank. She was like, I was a huge Titanic girly, and then I realized they never sank. And this guy had to go through verbatim, and he said, here are all these different things, and went through and destroyed her evidence. And it was just a thing of like, holy shit, this is how society is right now. It's not enough that we have photos and witness accounts and everything else saying this is what happened. For example, 9/11, for example, the Holocaust. Of World War II and the Holocaust, as well as several genocides. You have people that are telling in horrific, excruciating detail the things that happened to them. And people go, I don't believe you. Because I went to this one website and they said it didn't happen. So I don't believe you. What's this one's website? And then they go to the website and you look at it and you're like, this website is shiesty as fuck. Did you not check to see who made it? No, I don't need to. Okay, Did you know it was from neo-Nazis that made this website? What? No. Yeah, this person made it. I looked up this person. This person is a famous neo-Nazi. You just read a thing that was on by a neo-Nazi about something that he doesn't want to put out there. I'm baffled. Holy shit, 15 minutes. Okay. Yeah. So that's how I feel. And as always, fuck Tom Brady.